Metro Area is a Brooklyn-based house and new disco duo composed of Morgan Geist and Darshan Jezrali. At least that's what Wikipedia says. They were formed in 1998 and they have released 3 albums so far. Hi, my name's Dan, and this was the first album by Metro Area, and it was my first encounter with them as a musical act. Never come across them before. Apparently, this is new disco. The proliferation of different genres at the moment is huge. So let's do some description. This is instrumental, beat-based disco music. Yes, disco's a reasonable word in there. It's a mixture of electronic and real instruments. There's no singing, and it feels quite like 70s disco stuff. And apparently this is one of the characteristics of new disco. It's got quite a lot of use of synths, the sort of synth sounds you would have had in the late 70s, early 80s. And it's basically textures rather than tunes. It kind of feels, like electronica. It sounds a little bit like I can hear elements of, disco boogie bands from the late 70s, from the electronica from around then. So things like Oxygen by Jean-Michel Jarre and Popcorn by whoever that was by. Hot Butter, I think it's just come to me. And they sound quite like backing tracks. There's no tunes here at all. It's really kind of, as I say, textures. There is a little bit of vocalization stuff in here. A few vocal noses right in the middle where you don't expect it. There's one swear word just kind of pops out quietly in the background. I suspect it was while somebody was recording and something didn't go quite the way they wanted it. But yeah, interesting. In some ways, it reminded me a bit of a Weather Report. It's not quite so jazzy as Weather Report, but it's got that kind of smooth, almost easy listening feel to it. One thing that I found interesting about it is that it's mostly the same speed. I think I would say that out of all the tracks, there are only 2 tracks that have a slightly different speed, which are Strut and probably pronounced Pina, which is the slowest of the lot with a slightly Latin feel. So it's quite odd to listen to an album of tracks that have very consistent speed through it. But it's okay. I'm sure it works better as dance music than it does as music to kind of listen to an album of. I presume this is the point behind it. But it was okay. I didn't object to it. There was nothing that annoyed me. It was fairly pleasant listening, but it felt kind of more like background listening to me. This is, though, on the list of the 3,000 greatest albums of all time, so I suspect that there are people who see some qualities in this that I'm not picking up on. If you're one of those and you'd love to let me know, I'd love to hear from you. So please let me know in the comments below, or whatever your opinion of this music is. I'm always up for people commenting on the reviews and on the music that I'm reviewing. That's it from me for now. Bye.